again. Today is the last day for the bundle. Today is the last day. This is your last chance to get the brand new collection for 2025, valued at nearly $1,400 for $50. That's it. That's all you pay. You get all the brand new raw vegan content that we've all created for you, including my new sushi ebook, Nate's new cracker ebook, and all the other stuff from the other creators. If you want to see everything you get in this collection, click the link in my bio here on Instagram or in the description box below and get the bundle. You have probably about 13 hours as of this live left to get the raw bundle. It only happens once a year, and today is the last day. So go grab it. This is one of the last lives that we're going to do for the bundle. We're going to be talking today about satisfying the 5 different tastes on a raw diet, like foods that you can include to get a full-bodied, full-flavored satisfaction. So it's interesting because, you know, there's some simple things that you can blend together, but sometimes they just don't hit the same way, right? We need to have the 5 tastes satisfied to get like a really full-bodied flavor. So we're going to talk about that today, but I did want to mention that it is the last day to get the bundle. This is the very, very last time. So I don't mind if you leave this live to go to the link in my bio here on Instagram, or to pause the video and go to the link in the description box below, because you only have 13 hours as of the filming of this to buy it. It ends Sunday, Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the mamas out there. But it ends Sunday, May 11th, which is today, at 11:59 p.m. PST. So that's LA time. That's 3 a.m. May 12th, New York time. So go get it now. You don't have very much time left to do so. If you wanted to get my new sushi ebook and Nate's cracker ebook and Raw Chef Ian's Chinese takeout and Make It Raw 4 that I wrote with Chef AJ that has the black licorice recipe in it. These black licorice are so cool. It's called Raw Authentic Black Licorice, and they bend, like they're chewy black licorice, and these are amazing. I was a huge black licorice fan before I went raw, and I haven't had black licorice since because, you know, it's processed food, not raw. So this recipe is from Chef AJ, and I made these little rosettes, as you can see. They're super cute, and it's chewy. It's raw candy, made mostly with dates, but there's some secret ingredients. So if you want to get the recipe, get the bundle, because you get Make It Raw Volume 4 that I wrote with Chef AJ. And in that ebook, there's 28 recipes, including the black licorice recipe and a whole bunch of other awesome ones in there as well, like the falafels, the mini falafels. That's a recipe. The Blazin' Bombay tomato soup, that's one of my favorite tomato soups, is in there as well. The spicy peanut noodles, oh, that recipe is so good. That's in there too. That's a Chef AJ recipe. But yeah, you want to get the bundle so you can get all of that, because you get my brand new sushi ebook as well. The sushi ebook will be available after the bundle separately on my website. It's going to retail for $40. You'll be able to get 40% off discount as usual, like I always have. But if you want to get all the content, this is the best time to get it. So link is in my bio here on Instagram. Again, I don't mind if you leave the live to go get it, because I want you to have all of this amazing content. There's 32 different downloads in there, valued at nearly $1,400, 95% off, but for just 13 hours left to get that deal. So please go grab that. If you want to support us, it's a great way to support us by buying the bundle. It helps us continue to do the lives, to continue to make recipes for you, to continue answering all the questions behind the scenes. Sometimes I spend hours a day replying to direct messages myself. I don't have an assistant. I do it all myself. So in order for me to do that, this is a great way to support us. But most importantly, it's a great way to support yourself, because you get more raw vegan recipes, so you can add more raw to your life. Even if you aren't a raw vegan, if you just are interested in adding more raw food to your life, the bundle is a great way to do that. Happy Mother's Day to you. Thank you, and happy Mother's Day to all the mamas out there. I'm a fur baby mama. I'm also a stepmom, so thinking about my stepsons today, Nate's boys. He's going to Oregon tomorrow. He's going to be gone for a long time, but that's okay because I've got a lot of work here to do. I got the kitties to keep me company, and we're going to be chatting every day. We're really used to doing long distance stuff, so he's going to help his siblings sell their parents' house and all that jazz. So he's going to go do that. I'm going to stay here and work on some other projects that I have coming. I'm always creating something new. But yes, for today only, you can get all of our new content for $50. And that's not just our stuff, but all the other raw vegan creators as well. So go click the link in the bio to go grab that. So how to satisfy the 5 tastes on a raw diet. So we've got 5 tastes, and I did a YouTube video on this. I'm going to post this to YouTube as well after, but I wanted to share here on Instagram for those who aren't on YouTube. But 5 tastes. We have 5 tastes in our taste buds. We've got sweet, sour, bitter, salty, and umami. Umami is a very special one, and that's kind of the theme of what I want to talk about. And also the theme of my sushi ebook is umami. So it's very important to have umami for a full body flavor when it comes to recipe creation. So yeah, sweet. Sweet is an easy one to do. We all know where we can get sweet in a raw diet, and that is from fruit or dates. Maybe you use some date syrup. Maple syrup isn't raw, but a lot of raw foodies still use it like we do. We enjoy maple syrup. So there are some ways to get some sweet into your diet, and we all know, again, how to do that. It's pretty easy. Then we have sour. So that's the second taste, is sour. You can do berries are sour, especially cranberries and raspberries are really good options for this. Any citrus is gonna really feed that taste. And ferments and apple cider vinegar are also good sours as well. So if you can have a sweet and you can have a sour, that's the first 2 tastes that you want to have in your meal. So if you're making a salad, for example, you can have sweet in there in the form of dates and dressing, or chopped oranges on your salad. That can also help with the sour note. Or mango, if you want to put mango in your salad, or berries or apple slices, that's really nice to put in there. Or again, using fruit as the base for your dressing. So that's going to get your sweet. With your sour, that's usually in the dressing part. So apple cider vinegar, lemon juice, or even sauerkraut brine or something like that gives it that zing that we are looking for. Then the third one is bitter. So some people don't like bitter, but it's usually because they don't eat bitter. So it's like a vicious circle, so to speak. Like they don't like it, so they don't eat it. So then when they do eat it, they don't like it because they don't eat it. But the more often you eat bitter foods, the more you can be attracted to them. And back in the day, we would probably eat a lot more bitter foods than we do today. And we need bitter foods because those stimulate our digestive organs. Bitter foods are so good for us, and they also carry a whole bunch of minerals and other nutrients that are really important for detox. So bitter foods are actually really good for us. Sweet foods are amazing. Sour foods gives us that zing, and bitter foods help our body, but we also need to taste the bitter to balance out the sweet. It's kind of like a teeter-totter, right? You want to have a little bitter, a little sweet, a little sour. You know, we want to try and balance it all so it tastes really, really good. Then we have salty. So this is an interesting one because on a raw diet, we tend to eat very, very low sodium. And the idea is to eat lower sodium. Nate and I do not put straight salt on our meals or in our dressings. I might have used to do that way in the early days, but I no longer add salt to my meals. I prefer to get my salty from a few things. I'll share those with you here. I just have a list. So salty for produce, one of the ways to get good doses of sodium is through seaweed, tomatoes, and celery. Those are some of the top sources of sodium in the diet. So if you're feeling like you need a little saltiness, you can eat some celery. You could eat a bunch of tomatoes, or you could have some seaweed added to your salad. That can help as well. And usually when you're craving salt, you're actually craving mineral rich things. So if you are craving salt, tend to choose things that are really high in minerals, lots of vegetables, lots of greens, and that kind of stuff. So make a salad, so to speak. Then we have my favorite sources of sodium in the diet as a raw foodie are living foods, which would mean ferments. So miso paste, coconut aminos, namashoyu, which is raw unpasteurized soy sauce, or ferments of any kind. So that can be sauerkraut, kimchi, that kind of thing. And yes, salt is added to those, but when I said we don't add salt to our dressings or our meals like straight shake salt. We do it using whole fermented living foods. And even when we're doing those, we use less salt when we make them ourselves, and we don't use a huge amount. We're not eating like cups of it, for example. So crushed red pepper flakes on everything. Yes, that's another thing that is really important is spice. It's not one of the 5 tastes, but I think that it plays a huge role in our enjoyment. It could fall into the bitter section because some of them can have a little bitterness to them, and umami, so to speak, because peppers are a nightshade like tomatoes, so they can be a little bit more umami there as well. But yeah, red pepper flakes, we put those on everything too. They're so good. We love them. I really, really, really enjoy the gochugaru, which is a Korean chili flake. I love this. Whenever I open that jar, I love the smell of those chili flakes. They're my favorite. Those and Calabrian chilies. Oh, Calabrian chilies are so good from Italy. Oh, so delicious. Okay, so miso, coconut aminos. Coconut aminos are not raw, but they used to be raw back in the day. The fermentation process would burst the bottles. So sadly, the companies had to start heating it to stop the fermentation. While a lot of raw foodies still use coconut aminos included, you could use namashoyu, which is unpasteurized soy sauce. The only thing with namashoyu is that if you have celiac, you can't use namashoyu because there is wheat in it. In the process of fermenting, it's included. So if you have celiac, I wouldn't recommend namashoyu. I would say stick with the coconut aminos. It's a lot better if you have celiac. Where do you buy them? I'm not sure what you're referring to. Maybe the Calabrian chilies, the gochugaru. You can get those on Amazon. The gochugaru we get on Amazon, just search Korean red pepper flakes and you'll find a bunch of different options. And the Calabrian chilies, I'm pretty sure you can find those on Amazon as well, but we buy ours from silkroad.ca. It's a Canadian spice store, and that's where I get the majority of our spices. I'll order from Canada. It's $20, I think, or $25 shipping. So I usually order a lot of stuff if I'm gonna make an order. Dr. Catherine Coach says, I'm spice challenged. Where should I start? Oh, that's a great question. I have a secret. Next year, I'm going to be working on a new ebook. Every year I release a new ebook in the Ultimate Raw Vegan Bundle, and next year is going to be all about spices. So you can play around with a little bit of spices now, but next year we're going to release the spice book. So we're going to talk all about spices, and there's going to be tons of recipes in there. Very Indian, Middle Eastern, Mediterranean focused for the types of recipes, because it's going to be like, the Silk Road idea of those kinds of spices. So it's going to be really cool. I'm a spicy fanatic. Yes, I'm a spice fanatic too. We have so many spices. Nate built, I know most of you have seen it in our kitchen. Nate built like a spice rack that holds the Silk Road bottles, and we have so many of them in that spice rack, but also in our cupboard. We have 3 spice cupboards. We have the rack, we have our main cupboard with our go-tos, like onion powder, garlic powder, the gochugaru, red pepper flakes, that kind of thing. And then we have a storage cupboard where we have all the extra stuff, so for when our bottles run out, we can refill with more spices, like fennel seeds and anise and amchur, which is mango powder, which is another thing that you could use for sour. In a dressing, you can use amchur, which is a mango, like the mango skin powder. It's very tart, and it adds that. Tamarind is another good one that's kind of both sweet and sour. So it's really cool to play around with different spices. Start with whatever you have. Maybe try a couple different spices and see how you like them. If you don't like it spicy, maybe stick with half the amount. I'm gonna have to DM you about it. Oh, the spice fanatic. Oh, love mustard. Yes, mustard. Mustard is one of my favorites. Onion powder, tomato powder, smoked paprika, and mustard and wasabi are probably some of my absolute top favorites. We use, out of all the spices, we use the most tomato powder and onion powder. Onion powder would be the number one top consumed thing in our house. We buy a gallon jug of onion powder and we go through that in about 2 to 3 months. We go through a lot of onion powder here. We also go through a lot of tomato powder. We'll buy like a tin. It's probably also about a gallon worth of freeze-dried tomato powder, which is raw. Freeze-dried powders are raw. So we'll go through one of those probably every like 4 or 5 months or so. We do a lot of tomato and onion powder. They are some of our favorites, let's move us into umami. I've never heard of tomato powder. Oh my gosh. Oh, tomato powder. Oh, it's so good. Dissolve it with a little bit of water and you've got yourself some tomato paste. Add onion powder as well. You could add like a little bit of maple to give it just a little sweetness, like a teaspoon of maple. Mix that up and you've got yourself some ketchup, some raw ketchup, or the base for any tomato sauce. And it's raw. So delicious. And inside the sushi ebook that you get when you buy the bundles, please go grab the bundle. Link is in my bio here on Instagram or in the description box below if you're watching on YouTube. It ends today. Just over 12 hours left to get it. So please go grab it if you want to get those recipes. There's 160 recipes in my sushi ebook. And we have a maple ketchup in Make It Raw 4. We also have a wasabi ketchup. We have the okonomiyaki sauce, which is on the pancakes. It's kind of like a ketchup, but it's sweeter and like more spicy in a way. There's also the katsu sauce, which Nate says is his favorite sauce of all time now. So it's really, really good one. It's also like a ketchup. There's a barbecue glaze too, and those use tomato powder. So yeah, the tomato powder is there. And the link for the tomato powder that we use is inside the ebook. So when you're reading the recipe, there's a link to tomato powder. So it takes you to Amazon, right to the thing, so you can buy it right then. But we go through a lot of it, so it's definitely. Your videos promoted me to buy the bundle. You had me at the first apple salad. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I made the apple chot salad on Instagram, and I posted that on YouTube as well. I'm so glad that you grabbed the bundle. The apple chot salad is one of my favorites, so I'm very happy to share that. And again, it's inside the ebook, Make It Raw 4, that I wrote with Chef AJ. So that's a really fun one. And I'm glad you got the bundle. Hope you enjoy all the goodies that are inside. And I hope if you're watching, if you wanted to buy the bundle, you go grab it, because again, this is your last chance. So umami. Umami is like a flavor that was coined by the Japanese. And umami, it's really hard to describe umami. It's like bold, chewy, thick, full. It's really hard to describe. Salty as well. It does have some saltiness to it. But I'll give you some examples that have umami. Like MSG is one of those. We don't eat MSG, but it is one of those things that is kind of a more umami flavor. But here, let's go through some. Okay, sun-dried tomatoes and tomato powder are both very umami. They're very full-bodied, very intense flavor. Miso paste and fermented foods have that umami as well. Coconut aminos, nama shoyu. So yes, those are like saltier foods, but they have that also like that grounding thickness, boldness to them that we like. And here's some other ones that are very umami that you might kind of recognize. Olives and mushrooms. That chewiness, that boldness that they have. It's almost like umami is also a texture at the same time as being a taste. I think it has a lot to do with the texture as well, like that thickness, the chewiness. Like olives are very, very umami, as are mushrooms. Any kinds of mushrooms like lion's mane, oyster mushroom, even the portobellas and stuff. Then we have seaweed. Seaweed also kind of chewy, more bold. That is umami too. And then as for produce, some that have umami in them would be things like peas. Peas have a very thick umami flavor to them. Sweet corn, garlic, and bell peppers also. Nuts and fats also have an umami edge to them. So this is where the fats would fall into that category. We crave that, like that thickness, you know, that thick flavor. It's like creaminess, like the mushrooms, like the olives, like the fats, like the nuts, that kind of thing. And then finally, we have two more. Sprouted chickpeas and lentils are also very umami, and nutritional yeast. Nutritional yeast is very, very, very umami as well. It's got that cheesy, thick boldness to it. Kitty says, sorry, I might have mentioned really quick what you said about where to get the tomato powder. Okay, or do you make it by dehydrating and grinding it up? So the tomato powder that we use is freeze dried. And we buy it off Amazon. The link for the tomato powder is inside the sushi ebook. So if you bought the bundle and you have the sushi ebook, if you find one of the recipes that has tomato powder, it'll be linked. So you just click the link from the ebook and it'll take you to Amazon to buy the tomato powder that we use. But you can also just go to Amazon and type tomato powder and freeze-dried tomato powder, and you'll be able to find freeze-dried. We don't dehydrate and grind up because it's a little different kind of a tomato powder. We prefer the freeze-dried because it rehydrates instantly, and freeze-drying retains up to 97% of the nutrition. So freeze-dried powders are actually way more nutritious than dehydrated powders. So if you're ever going to buy like a powdered anything, try to get the freeze-dried version. And you just type freeze-dried in front of whatever powder it is. Freeze-dried onion powder, freeze-dried tomato powder, freeze-dried garlic powder, whatever. Because you're gonna get more nutrition in that item than you would if you would have dried it and then ground it. That's an alternative for sure. If you have a dehydrator and you wanna dry your own tomatoes, you have to dry them until they are rock hard. And then you can grind them in like a little seed grinder, but they take a long time to grind into a fine powder. So I just recommend just buying the freeze-dried already. It's so much easier to do that. But again, Amazon, just type freeze-dried tomato powder, or if you bought the bundle, open the sushi ebook and go to, say, one of the ketchup recipes, like the katsu. Just go to the katsu recipe and it'll have a link to the tomato powder that we use in there. So yeah, those are some umami things that you can add to your raw diet to get a full-bodied flavor to it. So thank you for joining for this one. Freeze-dried, dropping knowledge bombs. Yeah, freeze-drying is amazing. We have a freeze dryer and we love to make freeze-dried food. It's a great way to preserve food as a raw foodie for emergencies. So a lot of people have asked me sometimes through the years, what if there is an emergency? What do you do with your raw food? Like, what if you can't get raw food? And you know, the grocery stores are all out of everything, and what do you eat? What do you eat as a raw vegan? You can't get canned stuff because that's cooked or whatever. Freeze-dried food is the raw foodie's emergency storage, because freeze-drying is raw because you're not heating it to temperatures higher than 115 degrees. Plus, freeze-drying preserves nutrition up to 97%, so much higher than dehydrating. When you're dehydrating, you're blowing warm air over the food, so some of the food oxidizes, which is fine. It's not as nutritious as fresh. It's still nutritious. A little bit happens with the oxidation, which is normal. But with freeze drying, you're freezing and your sublimation, what would be the term? You put them through the process of sublimation, which is where the water goes from a solid state to a gas state. It skips the liquid state because it's frozen under like 50 degrees, below 50 degrees Fahrenheit. And also you're doing it under vacuum. So there's very little, if no, oxidation that happens. So those nutrients are preserved up to 97% in freeze-dried food. So when you rehydrate it, you're getting all of that nutrition, plus it's still raw. So it works really, really good for emergency situations. And we will make like cauliflower curries with bell pepper and onions and a sauce. We have freeze-dried sauce cubes before. Just add water, you've got a raw sauce. Those are really great. Freeze-dry fruit, freeze-dry veggies that we can add to stuff. There's so many things that you can freeze-dry, and it's really fun. So Do you make freeze-dried or ground celery as a salt substitute, or miso better than that? So you could totally do, I would do freeze-dried celery, or just get celery seed, like in a spice store or whatever. Celery seed is a good one. Not celery salt, because they usually add salt to the celery seed to make celery salt. So just celery seed is going to have a little bit of saltiness to it. You could definitely do that. But I prefer miso because miso is a fermented food. So you're getting other benefits from the miso celery is awesome too. So like I said, there's no better than, but we prefer miso because we like to get the probiotics from the fermented food and also the other benefits that miso has to offer. So we do prefer the miso. Raw Food Romance Marathon with you, Nate, today. Yeah, it's the last day of the bundle. We're trying to sneak as many lives in as we can. But yeah, it's the end of the bundle. Today is the very last day. So if you haven't gotten it yet, please go grab it in the link in my bio or in the description box below and download 32 brand new things from other raw vegans as well. So if you're looking for some new recipes, some new info, some new people to follow, some re-inspiration for your raw journey, get the bundle because it's over today. We only run it once a year, and every single year it only features brand new stuff. So older ebooks are not in this bundle. It's only new things. New sushi ebook, new Make It Raw 4 that I wrote with Chef AJ, Nate's crackers and dips ebook, which is really fun as well. So go grab that. It's amazing. And I wanted to quickly, before we sign off here, I wanted to go through what is in the bundle one last time. And I want to kind of share, oh, it's paused. Okay, am I back? The internet was kind of glitching for a second. My mom's in the chat, the gentle homeopath. I wanted to say, Happy Mother's Day, Mom. I love you so much. You are the best. Plants and Recreation says, we'd all watch your lives if you weren't promoting the bundle too. Oh, thank you. And yes, I want to go live more often as well. Nate and I have kind of like a goal for the next 6 weeks. We want to film a whole bunch of YouTubes that we can put on YouTube as well. And I want to go live more often just with random topics and just chat and stuff. So that's going to happen as well. But I wanted to go through the website and talk about each and every single thing that you get in the bundle because we're celebrating the very last day of the bundle. So I want to talk about everything. And I want to kind of share little stories about each person who has contributed something to the bundle. So first up, the first thing that you get 32 things for $50. The first thing is valued at $50. So you get the entire a bundle's worth just in this one ebook alone. This is the group collaboration ebook, and this year it's called World Favorites. Every single year we make a brand new collector's edition, and you can only buy this ebook if you buy the bundle. You can only get it if you buy the bundle. Moak says, Peace, just bought the bundle this rising. Yay, awesome, I hope you enjoy. And yeah, open up that group collaboration ebook because every year we make a new one. It's a collector's edition. You only get it when you buy the bundle, and next year it'll be different. So that's why it's collectors, because every single year there's a new theme. This year's theme is World Favorites. So we all got together. I think there's 34 recipes in there. There might be 35. But yeah, all World Favorites. My Scotch broth soup is in there because I found out last year that I am mostly Scottish. So I wanted to play around with some Scottish recipes. Nate has Fiesta salad in there. Chris Kendall has his poutine, Canadian poutine recipe. There's some Russian stuff, German stuff, Jewish zimmies is in there too. There's some really cool recipes. So check that one out. The second thing you get Chris Kendall's Raw Truths, exposing the top 10 myths of raw vegan diets because there's a lot of myths that float around out there. So he addresses the top 10 in that ebook. That's brand new. You get it when you buy the bundle. Then there's my sushi ebook. You guys know about that. The sushi ebook, there's 160 recipes in there, including over 40 different dips. So there's a whole bunch of different nori rolls. There's a whole bunch of different dips, sprinkles, toppings, pastes, ferments, salads, and other things like the okonomiyaki pancakes. It's a Japanese savory pancake. There's the katsu, lion's mane recipes. There's all kinds of really fun stuff in there. So 160 recipes. Then there's Nate, the love of my life. His ebook is the Crack, Spread, and Repeat So you all know about Nate, but he created a little story that I can say about that one, is that he finished his ebook literally 3 hours before we went to bed the night before the bundle launched. So he got it in right in time. And a story about Chris. I met Chris in 2016. Almost 10 years ago, I've known him. He was in Edmonton and I reached out and I was like, we need to meet. So we had a fruit luck at Harlack Park in Edmonton, Alberta, and that's when we started to be friends. So I'm so grateful for Chris for helping to co-organize this bundle. Again, it's the last day. Go grab it. Link is in the bio. Kitty says, purchase tip, I took screen caps of all 32 bios on the page. Wish I did that with the last bundle. I've compiled them in one file and calling it a table of contents. It's a great reference. That's a great idea. I love that you did that. That's awesome. Awesome. Good tip. Also, another purchase tip is download all of the files onto your device. Make sure they're on your device before June 30th. We can no longer host for 1 year. That's not going to be a thing anymore because the price has increased for monthly hosting. We host the files we pay monthly to host the files. And in the past, we would pay monthly for a whole year, hoping people would download the files within a timely manner. But now the price has increased so much that it actually wouldn't even be worth it to run the bundle because it would be an extra thousands of dollars a year to do it. And we can't do that anymore. Just the price went up last month and it would be impossible to do for a year. So we are giving until June 30th. It takes 5 minutes. If you have a fast internet connection, it takes you 5 minutes. If it's a slow internet connection, maybe 10. Download them onto your device. Once they're on your device, they're yours forever. You don't have to worry about the deadline. You don't have to worry about the email. Once they're on your device, they're yours forever. We do recommend, another bonus tip is to put those files in a safe backup like Google Drive, Dropbox, USB stick, external drive. Back up your files, not just the bundle files, but your important files too. This is kind of like a PSA, public service announcement. You want to back up your important files, whether that be your photos, your tax documents, important things that you don't want to lose. Put them in safe backup because then if anything happens to your main device, you can still access those files. Very, very important because after June 30th, you won't be able to download them anymore. So make sure you download them. Plants and Recreation said, I downloaded immediately, all at once. It literally took seconds. Yes, there is a download all button. Plants and Recreation, I would suggest to go in the folder and count everything. Make sure you got all 32 because sometimes the download all doesn't get them all, which is unfortunate, but it's just because the internet is overloaded with 32 downloads. Sometimes it misses some, so make sure that you count all the files and that you have all 32. Okay, so next up we have Make It Raw 4 that I wrote with Chef AJ. You get this when you buy the bundle as well. Link in my bio or in the description box below. So Chef AJ and I became friends during the very first bundle that we did together. And that was, I believe it was the plant-based bundle. And then we asked her if she would join the raw vegan bundle. And this, I think, was in 2021. So she joined the raw bundle with something that she had before. And we had such a great connection. We became instant friends and we've been friends ever since. And we've even been to her house. We spent New Year's Eve with her. So she's been a really close, awesome, wonderful, beautiful friend. And we totally, deeply appreciate her. So she joined this year with Make It Raw 4. So every year, Chef AJ and I get together and we create Make It Raw ebook in the series. So this is the 4th edition in the series. Next year will be Make It Raw 5. But yeah, this year is Make It Raw 4. And one of the recipes is the black licorice. Look at this black licorice. If you like black licorice, you got to get the bundle so you can get this recipe. Again, it's in Make It Raw Volume 4 with Chef AJ. Oh, then we have Dr. Rick and Karen Dena, who are also in the bundle. Link in my bio or in the description box below. But Rick and Karen Dena have contributed this year their What I Eat in a Day video course. This is a cool course because it shows you the differences between different days, how changing certain things can change the nutrition. It's very educational And I highly recommend watching that to get to learn about the stuff that you're putting in your body. So very, very good. What brand of gochugaru do you use? I don't even know the brand. I got it off Amazon, and it's in a like a tall container with the label. It says Korean red pepper flakes. I don't know the brand. It was just some random one that I got on Amazon. So apologies on that. I believe I have a link to it in the ebook. I'm not sure if I do. But yeah, it's red pepper, Korean red pepper flakes. Okay, so Rick and Karen, a little story about them. I met them first, I believe, at the 2018 UK Fruit Fest. That I went to, and we hit it off immediately because they're all about having balance and eating lots of greens, and we connected really good on that subject, and we just became friends. So now we have gone to visit them and their little guy twice now, and they are actually coming to visit us in July. So they're going to come to Vegas. We're going to take them places. We're going to have some fun. We'll make some raw food, have a blast together. So they are good friends of ours, and we are so blessed to have them as part of the bundle as well. So if you want their e-course, which is called What I Eat in a Day, showing you the nutritional changes that you can make in your diet for a day, click the link in my bio or in the description box below. Tessa says, quirky thing happened to me when I hit download all, left me with several downloads remaining. Really weird, not a problem, but odd. I know, and it's just because there's 32 things to download, so that can overload the internet, basically, right? It's your bandwidth. It's not your fault at all, but you know, it happens. So if you do use the download all button, please make sure you get all 32 files. And if you're missing any of them, just go back to the link and download the ones you're missing individually. So, but if you want to guarantee that you have them all, download one at a time. Take your time doing it. And Nate did it on one of his lives. He downloaded them all one at a time, and it took 4 minutes. So it really doesn't take that long. And Tessa says she was missing 6, but yeah, if you just go back to the link and like you said, you just download the other ones, then that's good. Then we have LaShonda. LaShonda is actually in our online raw food romance community. She is Root Rise Repeat here on Instagram, and she has the low fat raw vegan blueprint. So if you are new to raw food, you're gonna want to read LaShonda's contribution to the bundle. So go grab the bundle, and you can read her blueprint. So it's Ultimate Guide to Breaking Free from Restrictive Diets. So it's a really good one. Then we have Raw Chef Yin. Yin. Yin is from Malaysia, and we had the honor of hosting them last year. They came to the USA, and they did kind of like a whole trip all around, and they stayed with us here in Vegas. We made raw food, we made delicious stuff. While she was here, we made some Korean barbecue spiced burgers, and we enjoyed those so much that I added it to Make It Raw Volume 4 with Chef AJ. I added the Korean spiced barbecue burgers. So if you get the bundle, that recipe is in there. So Yin and I are dear friends. I've known her for a long time, and she has her Chinese takeout ebook in here. It's probably one of my favorites in the bundle because I was a huge Chinese takeout fan. That was kind of like my default. That and Doritos, those were my defaults. So when she told me that she was making a Chinese takeout course for this bundle, I got super excited. And we have made almost everything from her ebook. We've made the beef and broccoli, the cashew chicken, the egg foo young, and the egg fried rice. We've made the fortune cookies. And today at 4 p.m. PST, we're going to be taste testing her General Tso's chicken recipe. So we're going to make that today. We're going to taste test it live. So I'm really excited for that. But you get that course also in the bundle, so you can make those awesome, fun recipes as well. So yeah, Yin is amazing. She really knows her creativity. She knows her stuff. She's good. Okay, then we have Rawthentic. So this ebook is from Karen Ramsay and her friend Feather Smith. So this is a very simple recipe ebook with great recipes in there. I have known Karen now for let's say 8 years, we met at a festival, and we are actually going to a festival. If anyone's interested in still attending the vegan wellness retreat, that's going to be in Gaylord, Michigan, August 10th to the 14th. Nate and I will be there. It's going to be a huge, big, giant raw food festival. And we would love to see you there. If you want a link to get a spot, it's camping. We're going to be camping, so if you want to camp with us, you can come with us to Michigan this August. I think there's still some spots left, and I have a $100 off code. So if you want to come to that festival, if you're able to come, send me a direct message and I will get you a link so that you can book your spot. It's going to be so much fun. But I met Karen at a festival. I actually met her at Woodstock. And we were chatting at the end. We had like a kind of a fruit luck after the festival all together. And she was just so wonderful. I really enjoyed hanging out with her. So we've been friends ever since. And she has her ebook here in the bundle as well. So please go grab the bundle. You have now just about 12 hours left to buy the bundle. So please go get it now. It's ending soon and it will not be back ever again this way. Next year, we will have a completely different brand new collection. So if you like the bundle this year, please go grab it. It's a great way to support us. It's a great way to support yourself. And it's a great Mother's Day gift to yourself or to a mama. You can actually gift the bundle to somebody as well. So if you wanted to gift some raw food recipes to the mom in your life or to yourself, you can do that. But if you're gonna gift it, I recommend entering the person's email that you're gifting it to in the email section. Make sure you type it properly as well, because some people make a typo and they never get the email. So make sure the email is typed properly and then use your credit card when paying for it. I would avoid using PayPal because sometimes the email is sent to your PayPal address. But if you're sending it as a gift to somebody, use your credit card and type their email address as the recipient, and they'll get a gift. Just let them know that they're getting it so they don't delete the email. But yeah, that would be a great Mother's Day gift for the raw foodie mama in your life. Next up, we have Weight Release for Women by Lexi. I met Lexi because she joined Ted Carr's content. It was back in the day, it was called, I don't even remember what it was called, Contentpreneurs maybe. She joined there and we became friends that way. So Lexi is a sweet soul. She's amazing at dancing and love her. So she's got her Weight Release for Women. And then Alana Jordan has her Light, Nourishing, and Easy. This one's also geared towards weight loss, but it's very simple recipes and they are really delicious as well. We made her red pepper radish salad, which was so good. So that is available in there as well. And then you have Susanna. She's got her ebook called Fall in Love with Veggies. I love Susanna. We've connected a lot online. We haven't met in person, but she and I really resonate a lot on the love for vegetables. We love our greens, we love our veggies, and we try to promote people to eat more of those. So she's got her Love of Veggies recipe ebook in there. There's a lot of really awesome salads. So definitely recommend opening her ebook and exploring some of her recipes. So grab the bundle. You have less than 12 hours-ish to get it. So the link, again, in my bio or in the description box below. Then we have Sky Conway contributed her Roar Dinners. This is an ebook full of some really unique, awesome recipes. Sky is very talented when it comes to creating recipes. She's in Australia, and her and I have connected a lot, and she's such a beautiful soul. We made her popcorn chicken recipe, which is very unique, and we enjoyed it a lot. So you get her ebook as well. We have a question in the chat asking, how do I access your wrap book? So the wrap book is not in the bundle, and the reason being is because the raw vegan bundle is only new stuff, and the wrap book was released in 2023, so it's an older ebook. It's not in the raw bundle because, again, it's only new content. So the sushi book is the new thing this year, so that's what's in this bundle. To access the wrap book, you need to go to my ebook store, which is payhip.com/rawfoodromance. And if you go to payhip.com/rawfoodromance, it'll take you to the ebook store where you can purchase the hand salads wrap ebook separately. So again, it's not in this bundle, and it's not going to be in the next bundle, which is coming in June. There's going to be different stuff in that one, including my sushi book, but there'll be different things. But there's one bundle in June, and I think there's another bundle in maybe September or October. But the wrap book won't be in any of those bundles, I don't think. Definitely not the June one. But yeah, it hasn't been in a bundle recently because I'm putting the newer stuff in there. So if you did, yes, thank you. Mostly Rawfully Mary is saying payhip.com/rawfoodromance. That is the link. If you go there, that takes you to my ebook store. I have now 25 ebooks. Tomorrow I will be putting the sushi ebook and Make It Raw 4 in the ebook store, so you can buy them separately, but it's a way better deal to buy the bundle because you get 32 ebooks, all the ones that I'm telling you about today, and plus the new, and everything's new. Everything is brand new. If you've purchased bundles in the past, you do not have anything that's in this bundle because we are launching all our brand new products in this bundle. So valued at nearly $1,400 worth of brand new raw vegan stuff for $50. It's 95% off retail. It's definitely worth it to get this bundle. Next one is Feminine Harmony from Wendy. I've known Wendy for a long, long time too. And Wendy, I really appreciate in this ebook how she talks about specific nutrients, specifically choline. I was actually, when I was reading through her ebook looking for some recipes to make, I was very, very, very pleasantly happy to see that she was talking about choline, because it's one of those things that people don't usually talk about, and it can be harder to get on a raw diet if you are eating restrictively. If you are only eating fruit or what have you, you might not be getting enough choline in your diet. Choline is very high in cruciferous veggies, specifically cauliflower. It's probably one of the highest raw sources of choline. Bananas have only 11 milligrams, but a whole head of cauliflower has almost 300. So it's very important to get enough choline. So I really appreciate that about her ebook. So Wendy's in there. And then Tenkica. Tenkica is Wendy's friend. She helps with the Dutch Fruit Festival. Wendy runs the Dutch Fruit Festival as well. But Tenkica and I have become friends over the last maybe 6 months or so, because she joined our online Raw Food Romance community on school.com. So SKOOL.com. If you search for Raw Food Romance, you'll find the community. She's in the community. She's very, very active, and she helps with the Dutch Fruit Festival. She also writes recipes, and she released her very first recipe ebook in this bundle. It's called 10's First, and it's called 10's First because it's her first ebook and 10 is her nickname. And she's got some really awesome fun recipes in there as well. So that's a great ebook that you get. And then Kiko wrote something called Namado, which is translated means the raw path, which is a collection of her experiences and challenges on a raw diet. So it's very story driven. It's a really great book, and I am so excited to be her new friend. I really love Kiko. I've never met her before until this bundle. So I love the bundle because it's a great way to find new people as well. Like Bella, who's new to the bundle too, which we'll talk about in a second. But yeah, there's so many new people here. Mira has 3 things in the bundle. Mira Fruta. She's fruitvillage.Costa Rica here on Instagram. She's got her fruity recipes for families, her basic permaculture guide, and she has the Mama Circle. So she's got like a group where Kiko's in here. I love you, Kiko. Oh, you're so awesome. I really loved our conversation. You were so wonderful. And thank you for joining the bundle. Thank you to everybody, all the creators who joined the bundle, and for all of you for purchasing the bundle and supporting us and enjoying some new raw vegan content and hearing our stories and stuff. It's been amazing. And Mira is new to the bundle as well. I just met her, and she's living the life down in Costa Rica, teaching families how to live on a fruit farm. So if that's your calling, she's got some stuff in there. The permaculture basics is really great. How to build a fruit garden, that kind of thing. How to homeschool your kids, how to have them on a raw diet, all that. It's really great. So she's in there. Julia is so sweet. I believe she's in Germany, and she is such a sweetheart. She's got her slimming secrets. We had a really great live talking about diet culture and body image and that kind of thing. So that was a really great conversation. So she's got her slimming secrets. Goes beyond diet. It's, mindset. So she's got a lot of that kind of stuff in there too. Then we have Kate Duma. Kate Duma, she has been in a couple bundles. I haven't connected too much with her, and I would really love to do more connection with her because she's got some really cool, delicious, simple recipes. And her ebook in the bundle is called Rawlicious for Kids, for little chefs. So if you're looking for some kid-friendly stuff, her stuff, Mira's, and there's a bunch of other options for kids. I mean, kids are gonna enjoy whatever they enjoy, you know, simple fruit things or some interesting dips and things. The crackers, Nate's Crackers book would be really good for kids too. But she's got her Rawlicious for Kids that you get when you buy the bundle. You only have 12 hours left to buy it. This is the very last day. You will not be able to buy this collection ever again for $50. If you were to buy it all separately tomorrow, it would cost you nearly $1,400. So 95% off today only, the next 12 hours. The link is in my bio or in the description box below. You're getting everything that I'm talking about in this live. So please go grab it. You're also getting Lena. Lena has some incredibly creative recipes. And I believe she has some of them in her Nourished app, and you get 1 year access when you buy the bundle. So when you buy the bundle, download all the files immediately so you have them on your device, and then sign up for her Nourished app. You get it for 1 year for free by buying the bundle, and you can explore all the stuff. There's recipes in there. She's got some cool recipes. I really loved when we had her in the 2023 bundle and she had her kind of like raw pastas. I was very impressed with her recipes. Heather's asking which one was good for kids. Kate Duma has Rawlicious for Kids, and Mira has raw fruity family recipes. But really, I mean, you can make pretty much any recipes. If the kids are gonna enjoy it, they're gonna enjoy it, right? But you know, Kate has kids, Mira has kids. Nate's Cracker ebook with the dips is fun for kids as well. So there's a lot of other recipes that would be fun for kids too. Then we have Sachiko. She is such an unbelievable sweet soul. I love Sachi, and I love that she joins the bundle every year. She puts a lot of thought and love into her contribution. She has Heal and Shine. Her stuff is very self-love oriented. So this is a really great, it's a workbook. So it explores all kinds of topics about self-love, let's see, like self-compassion, inner support, reconnecting with nature, restoring balance, making peace with who you are, who you used to be, embracing joy, unmet needs, embodying your growth, and so much more. And this is just one thing that you get in the bundle. It's incredible how much value you're getting in the bundle, just $50. And like I said, it's a great way to support us, but it's also a great way to support yourself. And one thing that I'd like to mention before we go on is it's one thing to buy the bundle, but it's another thing to implement what you learn from the bundle. It's very important to start actually taking action in the things that you learn and putting them into your new habits. Do the things that you learn, because that is where your life changes. Not just buying the bundle, it's doing the things that you learn from the bundle, making the recipes from the bundle, learning the stuff, implementing it into your life is very important. So then we have Melody. She's got her Raw Vegan Copycat Handbook, which is a handbook. It's informational, showing how you can replace certain things with raw foods, like how to make the pizza crust or what you could use instead of pasta. So she's got this as like a copycat handbook, informational. So she's really sweet, and I've had great conversations with her as well. And yeah, definitely love her. She's sweet. And then we have Miriam. Miriam is very on point with everything. I love how her work ethic, I really love. And she is always extremely thorough with everything that she creates. And she has a $200 course that you get in this bundle called Natural Detox and Botox. So if you want to improve your skin, there's also another skin ebook in here too that we'll talk about in a second. But if you want to support your healthy skin, that's a great one as well. There's some fun recipes in there too. Then we have Grant Campbell. He's Raw Aussie Athlete here on Instagram. He's got the Fruit-Based Life, the food. So if you're looking for a variety, if you want to learn about the food, all the different fruits, vegetables, herbs, nuts, and seeds that we eat on a raw diet, he's got a very thorough ebook. There's over 300 entries in this ebook talking about all different kinds of fruits, vegetables, and stuff that we eat on a raw diet. It's kind of like an encyclopedia. It's a really great ebook. And I've known Grant for a long time as well. I met him first at the UK Fruit Festival, and he was very welcoming to me. I was very, very new to the movement, and Renie actually asked me, he runs the UK Fruit Fest, he asked me if I would speak at the UK Fruit Fest. This was like 9 years ago, and I was super honored, almost 9 years ago. And when I got there, I was very overwhelmed because I had never been to a festival ever before, and I felt not out of place, but I felt awkward because I didn't know anybody. I was newer to the movement, and I was a speaker, and I didn't know really who many people were. I knew Chris Kendall, I knew Robbie Barbaro was there. I knew a few people, but not very many. And Grant was very open and very accepting of me, and he made me feel very welcome there. So I do appreciate that with Grant. So yeah, he's in the bundle too. And then we have Renie. Oh, I love Renie. She is such a sweetheart. I also met her at the UK Fruit Fest. It's so great to go to the festivals because you do meet a lot of new friends. So Renie, she's got her Effortlessly Raw mini course in there. They have a sweet little tiny one, baby who is raw vegan as well. So she's really sweet. I love her. And then Bella, who I was talking about earlier, she's a new friend of mine now. I invited her last minute to the bundle because I was like, oh, why isn't she in the bundle? She's awesome. So she very quickly wrote this ebook special for the bundle. It's called Don't Kale My Vibe. And it's about eating raw socially. And it's a lighthearted guide on how to maneuver and navigate through social eating as a raw foodie. So she's really awesome too. I hope you enjoy her ebook. Then there is another skin health one from Lyudmila Gerston, and I've never met her. She was new to the bundle. She just reached out and wanted to join. So, you know, she fit the criteria, and her ebook is almost 400 pages. It's like very, very, very thorough. It's a recipe book where self-care works both on your skin and in your smoothie. So there's like skincare recipes to make raw topical stuff and things like that. It includes care plans from 7 to 30 days for face, body, joint, hair, and sleep. That's available for you when you buy the bundle as well. And then there's Daria. I also met Daria at a festival. She is new to the Ultimate Raw Vegan Bundle. She contributed another amazing ebook. It's 400 pages as well, called The Root Cure Planner. So this is for women's liver health. So that's a really good, thorough 12-month health planner for women, and it's amazing. Again, 400 pages. I opened it and I was like, whoa. You get that, and it's actually worth more. If you were to buy it separately, you would pay more than the entire bundle itself. It's worth more than $50 retail. So if you get the bundle, you get to download that, and you get all the other stuff too. So it's like a really great deal. Then we have Dorit. Chef Dorit has Leaning into a Plant-Based Living Foods Lifestyle course. So she goes through in her course how to lean more into a plant-based lifestyle. And I have not met Dorit personally, but she has been contributing, and we are very grateful and appreciative of her joining. And we have Stacy. I met Stacy a few years ago in the Vegan Health Bundle, I believe. And she has her microgreens. It's like a little mini microgreens course in there as well. And that's that. So you get every single thing that I talked about for one payment of $50. You get it all for $50. Everything that I said, everything on the website you get when you pay the $50. Please download it before June 30th. That's your cutoff to download. But once it's downloaded, it's yours forever. So make sure you download all those files onto your device, put them in a safe backup, and enjoy the bundle. Thank you so much for joining, and thank you for buying the bundle. Thank you for supporting us. We have one more live today. It's happening at 4 p.m. PST, so 4 hours from now. We're gonna be rolling inside out sushi rolls. We're gonna be using purple cauliflower. So we're gonna follow one of the recipes that's in the sushi ebook, but I'm gonna have the recipe finished, so to speak. I'm gonna have the rice part already made So if you want the recipe, you're gonna have to get the sushi ebook to get that. But I'm gonna show the technique of how we do the inside out rolls. When you buy the bundle and you download the sushi ebook, there is a video inside the sushi ebook teaching how to wet chop, how to roll the sushi, how to do the inside out rolls, and how to cut the avocado to put on top for decoration. So yeah, that's really fun to watch that. If you're a visual learner, I included that to help you out. Just the way I do sushi. I know there's plenty other ways to do it as well, but this is just the way that I do it as a raw foodie. Kiko is saying in the chat, that was a thorough going through of what is in the bundle. Thank you, Lissa. You're very welcome. And it's really helpful for people to know, because maybe they don't look through the website. Maybe they don't know what's in there. So yeah, it's really nice to share a little bit more about what's in there. Again, the total value is $1,392. So if you were to buy everything separate, that's how much it would cost retail, but you're only paying $50. Yes, Zara, you can ask me, please ask a question about your sushi ebook. Please ask the question. I'm here to answer your questions. That is my passion, my love. And yeah, so if you want to go see all of the stuff that we went through, if you want to see like a little write-up of everything that you get for $50, go to the link in my bio here on Instagram, or click the link in the description box below if you're watching on YouTube. Go to the website and scroll through yourself. See everything that you are getting when you buy the bundle. But you only have 12 hours left to get it, because it ends tonight, Sunday, May 11th at 11:59 p.m. Los Angeles time, which would be May 12th, 3 a.m. New York time. So please go grab the bundle. There's only 12 hours left from this very moment that I'm filming this. If you're watching it later, you probably have less time to get it, so please go grab it. Zara's asking, is there a reason that you wet chop, for example, putting the cauliflower in a food processor? Oh, instead of food processor. Yes, there is a reason I wet chop. Wet chopping the cauliflower or whatever vegetables that you are doing for your sushi rice is so much better than food processor. That's the standard go-to that I've always used in the past, but I never found that they stuck together very well. The sushi would easily fall apart. The cauliflower would be really dry and kind of flaky. And yeah, like when you would dip it, all the cauliflower would fall out. It was just not really that great. But then when I learned about the wet chopping method and then squeezing all the water out so it's still sticky, like, it's like making a snowball with the wet chopped cauliflower. Just squeeze out the water and then you have like this caked piece. And then when you press it down on the sushi, it holds together so much better. And also, when you wet chop, you don't have those big chunks that poke through the nori. So I don't use the food processor for the rice anymore. It's definitely not my preferred way. I know some people still do it, and that's totally fine. Putting the water and cauliflower in a juicer. So I wouldn't use a juicer. We don't have a juicer, so we wouldn't use a juicer. And then you could, yes, but you can use a nut milk bag. You just want to make sure that you don't make it too dry, because that's the whole problem. When it gets too dry, it gets flaky. So you don't want to squeeze out too much water, but you do want to squeeze out enough so it's still sticky, but not wet, so to speak. So yeah, you can definitely use a nut milk bag. I don't use a nut milk bag because I don't like cleaning the nut milk bag. I'd rather just rinse my hands underwater. It's a lot easier and faster to just squeeze the water out after you wet chop. But if you want details on this exact process, inside the sushi ebook, there is a 1-hour video, almost an hour long, talking about the wet chop method and showing exactly step by step in real time, because we filmed the whole thing. You get to see how we do that process. So I included that in the sushi ebook because so many people are visual learners and they want to see the process of the wet chopping. So I did include that, and that is in the sushi ebook. In the beginning pages, if you read through the beginning pages, you'll see the video. You just click on that, it'll take you to the video and you can watch that to get more details on that. So yes, thank you for that question. And yeah, the bundle. The bundle is over in 12 hours from now, or less if you're watching the replay of this. Please go grab it if you haven't yet. It ends May 11th at 11:59 p.m. Pacific time, which is LA time, or May 12th at 3 a.m. New York time. So that is the cutoff to buy this year's Ultimate Raw Vegan Bundle. It only happens once a year, and every year it's completely different. This year is all brand new content. including my sushi ebook, Nate's Cracker ebook, Make It Raw 4 that I wrote with Chef AJ, Raw Chef Yun's Chinese Takeout course, and all the other stuff that you get. You get 32 downloads for $50. It's 95% off retail. So again, it's a great way to support us, link in bio or in the description box below, but more importantly, it's a great way to support yourself. So thank you for joining me for this live. Again, we will be live in about 4 hours. We're gonna be making purple inside out sushi rolls. So I hope you join us then, and it'll be the very last live that we do for this bundle event. So we can't wait to see you there. It's almost over, my friends. And then we won't be back with the raw bundle until 2026. So we do it once a year, and every year it's new stuff. So as soon as this bundle is over, I get to start working on next year's content. So, it never ends. It takes us a whole year to make these ebooks. So I truly appreciate you enjoying them and getting the bundle and making these changes in your life. That's the whole point of it, is to help inspire you to make these positive changes. So thank you again for joining, and we'll be back in a few hours at 4 p.m. PST for our final bundle live, making some inside out sushi rolls. Mwah! See you later, friends, and fruit on.